I've never used my. Is that going to drive y'all crazy?
No.
Okay. We'll see if this works. Okay. So we can choose different data merge fields by selecting any of this profile data, selecting it, and then it's going to data merge it right back into the field. So that's just how you're going to change the information that appears on the name tag on that member landing page. Homepage main, homepage left, and homepage right are all going to be on the homepage of your site. This is all homepage main. I think all of this is. This would be homepage left, and this would be homepage right. So if you wanted to change any of this information, we would go back to the administrative side. We could choose homepage main, and we could change any of the text. So I know you don't want this highlighted anymore. You could highlight it, use your highlighter tool, and I think you just want it to be white. You can do the same thing here.
Actually, if you want to go back, can you delete that whole section? Nope, I'm sorry, down a little bit further, the one in red, yes.
Okay. How about donate?
Leave that.
Okay.
And just hit delete on the computer, right? On your laptop.
What do you want me to do? Yeah, I just hit delete. Yes, that's exactly right. And then we can save. So now if I go back to that home page, that happens right here. It reflects on this homepage main area. So homepage left, I mentioned, is at the bottom, this little piece. So if you wanted to change anything in here, that's going to reflect on the home page at the very bottom, this right here. And then same with homepage right, but of course it's going to be right over here.
And for a banner ad or adding more sponsors at different times to the homepage?
So we've got a sponsor widget, which I'll show you how to use. To add a banner ad, you would need to send me the banner so that we can format the space for it according to the size of the banner that you have. Sponsor slider images. This is really easy. So technically they should be 200 by 150, but this will resize the image. So if I go into image, and I think you've got sponsors, and you just start selecting these, and then you can insert, and then just leave the cursor right where it left off, image, and you're going to go through the same process. Sponsors, insert. I'm going to resize this one, so to do that, I'm going to click it, use my tree icon, go to appearance, type in 200, and update. Now if I save this and I go back to your home page, this will reflect. It's still saving. It shouldn't have that spinny over it. And it'll slideshow through. It's kind of slow. That's not going to work.
Does that funny stretch?
I wonder why it did that. Let's see if I add another one in. Image, sponsors. Oh, it just did it. It was just changing and I messed it up. I just want to make sure that spinny thing's not going to come back. It did. I'll have my designer take a peek at that. I don't know what's causing it. Huh. I really don't know. Yeah, I'll have to have him see if I'm doing something wrong. I've done that before. I've done that plenty of times though, and I've never had issues. So I'll circle back, but that's how you'll add sponsor widgets, is just adding them side by side, no spaces.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, because I can do the 5 partners for the diagnosing moment now.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
So the hero content is the text that shows across your hero image. So that is this here. So this obviously needs to be updated. And you'll just update it just like you would use our editor for anything else. Something that I would definitely do is do like join today, and you can do it again here. And then we're going to highlight that, and I want to use my site links. And instead, I want to make sure I'm linking to a form and the membership application, and we'll have that open up in a new window. And insert and save. So now on the home page, when I refresh this, it'll reflect here.
I'll get those images over to you.
Soon. Whenever is fine. Footer info is just going to be your physical address down at the very bottom, so that reflects all the way down here. So if you ever have a physical address change, you can update it in this area. I'm going to skip to announcements. This announcements section is on the right-hand side over here. And then lastly, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. There's the login page content lower half and custom login page content top half. I would leave these blank, but just to show you where it reflects. When your members get ready to log in, they're going to select member login. And it's going to bring them to a page that looks like this. You can add text below the login section or above the login section. I did have an individual who used this to say, not a member, please use our membership application to join today. So they kind of use it as another advertising space, but 9 times out of 10, I see that these are just left blank.
Show me where those are again.
Custom login page content lower half and top half. So that
the top half would be right above it where they put not a member.
Right, exactly. Any question? Go ahead.
The lower half. So how would a person get to that page again if they were Joe Public?
Yeah, I would be on your website, and they'd have to select member login.
Oh, okay.
Now, sometimes if you have an article somewhere that, there it is. Sometimes if you have an article somewhere, like members only info, in this case, it's my profile view. I can't see it unless I'm logged in. So it's going to bring me that login section again, because I'm not going to be able to access it unless I'm on the login section. I wonder if she's working. Or if our internet is just not great today. I don't know. Things don't normally run this slow. Maybe that's what it is too.
I started using, there's this website where it'll put all your tabs in one list and you can head them. So like, it's a tab thing. I don't know what it's called. It helps me so much. So you can have like 100 different tabs up, but it's all in one tab.
Right,
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is what I would say. You do not have access to view this profile. Please log in. Or you do not have access to see, whatever it is. And then it'll bring up the login info or section. So that completes all of the widgets. Any questions on these?
We didn't do announcements. Do that once more. We probably did earlier.
Yeah, it was. We just looked at it. It was this piece right here, remember?
Oh, yes. Okay, right. The simple one.
So that's just this one. Yep.
And that you can link anywhere. So, right.
So then one other thing that is part of my content training is our calendar. And I know you guys are going to be using that a good bit. So that's under community and calendar. And this one's really easy peasy. Oh, did we already do this together?
Yes, I was playing with that the other day. and pulling stuff in and out and seeing what I could do with it.
Awesome.
Because I wasn't sure how this is going to work.
Yes.
Is there an early bird setup that automatically rolls after a certain date, or is that manual?
That's in the forms, remember? When we went through that on the
Yes,
forms.
that's right.
I'm not, and I totally know that you've had your fair share of information, so it's okay if you don't.
Yes, no, I remember that now because we went over it.
Okay.
Because they asked me today if I had done that. And I said, let me go over the new website.
I'll recap that for you in just a second.
So when you were here, you clicked to the left of the workshop, and you went to the article page that talked about the workshop.
Here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this tells you the name of the event, the category. You can create additional categories. So if you don't want it to be so general, I'll show you how to do that. It looks like you added the date and the time. Oh, I think we did this together last time, actually. But you came in here and you added this content. Awesome. Do you remember how in the manage locations? Cool, you did this. Awesome job. Did you remember doing this?
Yeah. But if you go back just for a minute to the actual workshop. No. Oh, yes, that's it. The daily, weekly, monthly. So I was trying to figure out how we do have a lot of our CE applications. They do just this. It's the exact same workshop. And this is a little unique because we have all those modules. But a lot of times it'll be that diagnosing training program, and it's going to be offered this date, this date, this date. It's not daily, weekly, or monthly, or yearly. It's random dates.
You'll just have to create a new event for every time. Yeah, there's not really a way to make it repeat on random dates.
Okay. But it's cut and paste.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. I was going to point out for this managed location, I noticed that, like, I think it was maybe the Wellstar Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
See how, I mean, I live in Marietta, so I know that this is not giving me the drop point for Marietta. It's always going to default to the drop point where our office is located. To change that, all you have to do is hit find address, and you'll watch it. See how it moved us to Marietta? So that's
So
where,
I need to do that behind the scenes.
correct. You always just hit find address.
That's helpful. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And then you
Well,
can,
that's what I was telling you. You realize for every application you have to enter the address.
Oh.
wait, for what? You mean for every event?
Yeah, if you're going to hyperlink it to a location.
Which?
Or you can just do it in the article, just type it in the article.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out.
So you go back to the diagnosing, because these are all hooked with the diagnosing, and I do have another one to add. So if you click on that, you know how on ours we have the workshop date, speaker, location. You could just put it in here, but when it gets down to select location, that's where I was thinking, if you don't just cut and paste it in there, then you would have to list every single location. That would only be good for maybe Gary Bird that has a training site, or Ruby Blow that has a training site. And as a courtesy, eventually we could do that, or charge an extra fee if you want your location hyperlinked or something. But
You can
otherwise-
only use one location. At
Per
a time.
event.
right, well,
Per event.
right. See, every
Yeah.
event you'd have to cut and paste.
I can't duplicate. Can I duplicate the?
Event?
Yeah, and then just put in the address because that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Right, you're just hand typing it in.
No, you can't duplicate the event.
Okay.
I don't think. Let's go back and look just to make sure.
But it says save as new.
Huh, you can. If I tag it, copy,
Right, Natty, right.
Nice. I can
Yes.
handle that.
save. So now you've got two. And then all you'd have to do is go into it,
And put the date, change dates,
And change
the
it to-
location.
select a location.
So
Cool.
but do the location just once more. So I needed to do that little button up on the top.
Yeah, so we would go
Yes.
manage locations. To add a new location, you would select new. And then you'd put some type of address in.
Holiday Inn, Roswell. 909 Holcomb Bridge Road. I've written this thing so many times today. Holcomb Bridge Road, Roswell, Georgia.
You have a zip.
30116, I think you told me.
And then see how this is still right where we're located, but if I hit find address, put us in Roswell.
Oh, and I can put the telephone number in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Website
think
URL.
It's an expensive site, but I think we're going to do them all there. It should be bouncing all over the place. So on mine, so this automatically pulled it up when I did the address.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been having to go to Google, type in the address, and then there's a way you save the image and you reduce the link tiny, and then I've had to go back and plug it back in. So I won't have to do anything.
Right.
Once you type the address, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So for the convention and
Yeah.
okay, perfect.
Okay.
Now description, I could put the room number if there was a unique room number or
parking
something.
instructions.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right,
But
perfect.
remember, it's going to be general to the location, not specific to the event, because you may want to reuse this location in the future.
Right. Well, like if it was Grady Hospital, it would be the auditorium. I can't think of the name of it.
Because it would
But we
always be the
at
auditorium.
the auditorium.
Exactly. But if it
And
was
there's
a,
weird parking at the auditorium.
and then you can give description on that, and then you won't ever have to do it again.
Right.
Exactly.
Right, but I can't do it at the colleges because the rooms change. Okay,
Gotcha.
So the description will always save that same description for the location, is what you're saying? And you can't remove it later?
You can always change it. You can always change it if it updates. No problem. You would just go back into manage locations, back into the location, and then you would just go into the editor and change it right in here.
If different providers were using the same location at different times in different rooms, would it, if I put a description of like specific information for that one, does it populate to all of those events? Or would it just be that day?
If you chose the same event, the same location for that event,
Yeah.
it would update across the board.
Okay.
Let me change the zip on the Holiday Inn one.
Okay.
It's 376. I don't know how I got that other zip. I must have been somebody else's probably.
Okay. Came from your Rolodex. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so manage categories.
That's how we can color code our calendar. So if you wanted to do CE events, a certain color, then we would choose a color. And what I like to do, I have a funky special way where I can choose my little color picker.
I love that thing.
I love it too. And then I can come on up in here and grab it from your
I've
bar.
never used the color picker. What is that?
It's a special Google download, but it's really easy. It's free. I use it all the time, y'all.
Good, because it doesn't, and it looks like you could put your PMI or PMS.
This is a hex.
colors in there. Yes.
It doesn't
PMI.
one of those acronyms. It doesn't accept the PMI, but it accepts hex values, hex number.
Oh, okay.
But that's what this little dropper gets for you, is the hex. I think that might have a PMI color too.
Right. So you
That
could
color.
have the same green.
So now
Because
that's
green is
what
5 different colors.
and then I publish it. And then if I go back into the manage event, and then I go back into one of these, see how there's this categories?
Mhm.
Now there's continuing education, and then the events, which is our default that it comes with. If you choose continuing education, just to show you, and I go back to the homepage of your site, back to the calendar, and I see now we've got this color coded, and I can go to September.
Oh my gosh. Yes, CPCS.
Yes, that's awesome.
Come on, one more.
Yes, like your due date for renewal is
See?
in red.
Yes.
See how one is in green and one is in black?
Yeah.
This one's because it's labeled as an event category. This one's labeled as the continued education category.
Oh my gosh. I can't find an ethics one. I can't find a system one. They're purple. Look for purple.
That'd be great.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Deadlines can be read about last time to sign up for this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to switch this back to events, just a generic, but then I'm going to go ahead and I'll create a deadlines category for you. And we'll just call it deadlines. And of course you guys can change this and update it, but I'll just go ahead and plug it in. Save.
September 30th of 2018.
Licensure renewal. We need to have 3 months before that. Licensure renewal coming up In 3
On this
months.
day, well, what did Jeff say? I will write, on this day you will expire.
Right. Alert, alert.
So that really completes our content training. I feel like you guys probably won't have many questions on that until you get your hands in it. Now I have the social community that I would really like to get through with you guys, and it only takes about 20 minutes. Are y'all fine? Do you feel comfortable to go ahead and do that, or are you kind of?
No, we're gonna go through,
Okay.
because from here we have to go to the Crane, Georgia Freight Depot for an event, in which I will promptly forget everything that I've learned today. Which is why you're recording it.
Exactly. Yes, we are recording it. I can send it to you. So let's talk about social community. When your members log in, they are immediately brought to the member landing page. It just looks just like this. You'll need to update this piece of content. This is an article. So if you go to the admin side of things, you go to your articles, you can just search literally by member landing. There it is. Click it, and then you'll just update this text. Please do not delete this. It's what allows the name tag module to appear.
How many times do you tell people that?
I know.
I say it a good bet. And then that'll reflect right here. So your members can view my profile. And Gail, we're looking at yours. So this is going to bring us into your profiles. This tells us how long you've been in the system, the last time that you were online, and how many profile views your profile has received. Are y'all both on Facebook by chance? So some of this stuff is pretty familiar or pretty similar to Facebook. You can share your thoughts, posting, a status. People can write on your. Are y'all's members going to go wild with this?
We're thinking about how we can limit that box.
We have a 400 character limit.
Well, we could call and
we should
change
limit
that.
it to 4 characters.
It's a tweet, 147.
That's funny.
400
People could
characters.
just, I can see them now.
What are they going to
complaining about
post?
diagnosis.
Really?
Why is
Well,
this happening?
Oh
Well,
my
they
gosh.
may, although they're going to want to put about their profession. What do I do in the office? So they do right now have a business description. I'm assuming that section is the business description.
Actually, the business description is probably in their profile.
Yeah, this is like how they're feeling
No.
today status.
Yeah.
That could be a lot. I already
No,
know.
see, I don't think we have it. I went through this. There is no, I couldn't find it.
Let me look.
And they have wall postings and stuff.
Yeah.
That could get ugly really quick. I can already.
Well, you don't have to have this for your members. You can not allow them in it.
Monitoring it quite heavily.
And who's gonna do it?
So coming in here, let me refresh this.
Jeff will have a field day.
You sure would? Oh.
As a counselor, why are you posting that? He's gonna make him feel bad. Oh, there it
Business
is.
description.
Okay.
So that's where that would be, business. And the cool thing is you might be missing some of the information for your members on this stuff.
Oh, DeKalb.
Oh, yeah.
We have a.
We have to remove that space between DE and
Okay.
CAB.
I'm still working on getting that settled, by the way. It's just one word.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it's a lowercase K.
Okay.
Yes, she was very concerned about that.
Very concerned.
We can update that. I've still got to finish this, y'all. There's a lot in here, but I'm about 70% done, I think. Okay, so now if I go back and we update this. So this is where your members can update their profile info, which is pretty cool.
And express their feeling of the day.
Yeah. Where did it go? There it is.
We're already dreading it.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then they start
So where do
saying,
they see that when they share their status?
It would show up.
just like this?
Yeah, so like just to show you in a full-on example.
Maybe they'll get tired of it. You could be enamored with it at first. Look at her face.
I don't know.
MCU.
Can you turn it off?
Yeah, we can not allow.
We should definitely
We cannot allow people in here, but it's kind of cool if they're going to be engaged in it because it helps with member retention. Because think about it, if somebody isn't able to log in, so once they're lapsed, they can't log into this stuff. If somebody can't log in and they've been involved in it a lot, then it's going to create an issue because they're going to feel like they're missing out on something that they've been engaged in. So at that point, so this is what the status would look like. And then I can comment on it.
So they can only view it through their profile.
Correct.
It's not like public.
No, it's only through their
They
login.
have to log in.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
That makes it a bit
And when they post, does it show up as an email?
If you want it to, but it doesn't have to. We can leave it off.
Yes.
You guys get to determine that.
You want to leave that off because I was looking at some of that idea.
It's a lot. It can be overwhelming.
Is there a way to tag trends of conversation? Like if there's so many keywords that pop up, can we trend or anything like that?
We can't get that crazy in here. So then updating the profile. Okay, your members can change their profile picture. There are some limited, very, very limited privacy settings. Let me explain what connections are. You guys have friends on Facebook. We have connections and member clicks. That's what we call our friends. It's the parallel. So for connections, only the member can see their connections, only their other connections can see their connections, or the whole social community. Right now, the default is set at whole social community. Y'all can update this if you want to limit it, or usually what I tell people is just leave it at the default being all social community, and your members can specify who they want to see their stuff. And that's basically it's the same thing for photos.
Photos is good. Help us know who our members are.
Starting a new circle. So a circle is a place where your members can start conversations on specific topics. There are a lot of different ways that you can monitor circles. You can turn them off, meaning your members can't use them at all. You can moderate them, meaning that you have to review and publish the circle before it's before it's member public facing. I can't say public because it's only for members. And you can make it so that your members can have a field day and create as many circles as they want to. I'll show you on the back end all of those limitations that you can create. So we can turn this off completely and it won't even show up in this area. If you want your members to be able to create circles, they can hover over these.
If we can get it started on the right foot, it's not bad because think of how many questions students ask the same questions.
And it could be a resource.
Yeah.
Right, and so
We could test it.
Right.
See how they handle it.
I always recommend letting your members have fun with it, seeing what they did. If they went in the wrong direction, you shut it down, and that's it. But if they use it appropriately, then it could be an amazing resource. And it could allow some of your members to answer other members' questions without you having to get involved.
Which would be
Um,
especially if they're going to change the exam. Well, I think what you do, you have somebody pick somebody to constantly talk about it, and so they actually lead the conversation.
We should have board members do that.
Right.
Each board member can have a circle, and they'll be the moderator.
Right.
That's a great way of getting involved. Yep.
It's your job to check this if it gets out of control.
Yep.
And your job to lead it. If you do the leading question, you can keep the conversation going this way.
Yep.
So whoever makes these circles, they'll put in, and it tells them exactly what to do. Put in the circle name, added a circle description.
So we don't create the circle name, they do.
You can if you want to, or you can leave it up to them.
Well, so that's right. We'll have the board members each create
A circle.
And they're all in a different kind of subject area.
Right,
That's
like
awesome.
Tracy, not Tracy Carter from Eastern, but Tracy Lehman, the student, could write Here, I've been thinking about the 2 exams and then start to put in information. I can even send it all to her about the exams.
We can make them open or private, meaning anybody can join or people have to be invited in order to join. We can categorize circles. I don't really think this is necessary unless you end up with like 50 circles, which is, I think, pretty rare. But I'll show you how to create categories. You get to determine the discussion, ordering. You get to determine whether photos can be uploaded, how many photo albums there are per circle, and then these all have to do with notifications that go out in accordance to the circle. Whoever creates the circle is technically the administrator of the circle, and they'll be the ones who determine all of this stuff.
So we can see
So
all circles.
anybody could create a circle.
If you want them to. If you want to moderate, then you could allow circles to be created, but you have to publish it before it's available on the front end. And then the other version is nobody can create circles. So you could have your board create the circles they want created, and then you can shut it off so that no more circles can be created. We can also limit the number of circles that can be created. So right now you have 300 circles that you guys can have created. I'm going to show you on the back end where you can change that
How
number.
about 10? Sorry.
Yeah.
How about just 10?
We can
How many board
totally.
members are there?
Well, there's 26, but I was thinking
Oh,
7
wow.
districts, 7 districts.
Yeah.
Now, Augusta will use this all the time.
Mm.
Augusta will have a field day with this.
Oh, this would be good for rural.
I'll show you on the back end all of those
And I think
settings
for
that you guys
students,
can
I think
create.
if I could get those 2 groups started, especially students, and have a lot of questions. So
I think we have to watch for people trying to advertise for free. And like GT Network, you know, you can put up to 3 times your event or whatever on there. So that's something
he charges per event posting.
He does? I thought it was free. It used to be free.
It used to
3
be
for free.
but-
Oh, he's charging now? Wow. People were abusing it. That's why.
Right, that's why.
Yeah.
So that's a good point about the advertising. So is there any place to say about us, rules about a circle or not?
You can put that on the member landing page, that content.
And it'll be up to the board members to monitor.
Your members can upload photos, and then they can direct message each other as well, so they can write messages and view their inbox. Some stuff that's really valuable that does not have to do with your members connecting is underneath this My Profile tab. Some of this stuff is the same, change profile picture, privacy. This is where they change their password. They can determine contact preferences. Even if they unsubscribe from your emails, they're still going to receive form confirmations and renewal notifications.
Under privacy, because they are counselors, a lot of times they'll only release maybe their name and their work phone number, and that's it.
Now that's done through attribute security.
Okay,
So that's separate.
which they have access to.
No, only you have access to attribute security. So you'll have to determine, and that goes across the board for each member type.
So they'll have to let us know what they want published and not published?
What I would do if I was you is, if you remember when we went in here under database and attributes,
Mhm.
and then attribute security.
Mhm.
So you'll have to go to like affiliate, and this is a piece of homework.
But what happens if a person wants everything released and one person and the same affiliate doesn't want everything released?
It's going to have to be limited. It's across the board. It's not case by case. Because think about it. You have 2,000 members. If you had to do this case by case and do
Well,
this.
we tell them they have to do case by case.
Okay.
They do
They
have
don't.
access. They can case by case.
They don't have the ability to access this though, because it also determines like what admin can do and what other members on staff can do.
So 2 things. So one is we can tell everyone your business address is going to be released. So if you have, but if that's not where you want your newsletter mailed to, then you have to put in your primary address.
mhm.
Can I change the word address primary to mailing address?
Yeah, if we just go back under attributes and address, we have main and business.
Can we put mailing in business?
Yeah.
Perfect.
There still will always be a primary in addition to mailing and business. That's more of a system attribute, something that the computer uses. And you'll notice if we go in somebody's profile and we select edit, I think we looked at this last time, but see, you can set any of these as the primary. So there's not technically a primary phone number, but you can set which one is the primary phone number.
I can or they can?
Both. So
okay, excellent.
if we go back into the profile,
But I could still see if they had their cell, it wouldn't be a primary.
it just, right.
But would the public see it?
It depends on what you set in attribute security.
And so let's say we say it can't be seen by public, but we as administrators can see it.
Right.
Got it.
You can see everything no matter what.
Got it. That's true.
See how I'm on your profile right now.
Mhm.
So in here I can say, I've got my main email, my business email. Okay, I want my main to be primary, and then I would set that. And then I would say, okay, I got my phone numbers, business is my primary, or whatever. Same with addresses. Okay. Message history is where they'll be able to see every single message that you ever sent from member clicks. Invoices is where they'll be able to see any invoice that has ever been created for them within member clicks, including paid, partial, voided. It doesn't matter what kind of invoice. If it was created under their name, it's going to show up in the invoice section. This is really useful because your members will be able to go in here and pay open invoices instead of having to ask you to resend it to them. And they'll also be able to go in here and print off paid invoices to act as receipts. So they won't have to ask you to send it to them. And then submissions is going to house any form submissions ever completed by your member. Does that make sense? Is that good? Okay.
I did not check that box.
Mm-hmm.
I checked that I bought lunch. This is what you gave us. This is what you promised to me.
Well, I thought I did. That should count.
Let me make sure I got this really quickly.
We're still having a lot of invoicing problems with the site that we have now.
Seriously.
What kind of problems?
How can we describe? If we try to delete an invoice, it doesn't really delete in it. We don't know what's happening with the bank. Like if we want to delete it, void it, settle it, we don't really know what's going on there.
Our members get kind of excited and buy 2 or 3 things at once when they shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really hard to go back. Right now what I'm doing is manually eliminating them, which creates, I can actually delete it so the member doesn't see it anymore.
Right.
And I'm not sure I can do it on this. And then I have to go into Authorized Net, credit card merchant, and take care of the finances with it.
So you
Because-
can't delete invoices in here. The only thing that you can do is void it.
And it'll actually void it, so it won't show a balance on their account
It'll show a $0 balance.
to both the administrator and the. Okay.
Correct.
Well, that helps. That's a start.
Yeah, but we'll have to be really careful. Like Andre purchased all those lunch tickets and it looked like it showed, and how it got set up as the invoice, it looked like it was a membership payment. And so it did not get recorded appropriately.
Oh, no.
So it looked like she had a credit of $150.
Oh, yeah, that's confusing.
So this did not bring over any invoices when we brought members over.
Not at all.
So some of the mess that we have in there, because there is a lot of mess. People have, weren't you talking to me about a credit? She has a credit in there of $15. There was another person, I said,
A lot of them have balances when they're splitting their membership payments that we'll have to
But-
figure out.
but that, right, well, we're transferring that over. But once we get over here, when we do that, that will be automatic.
Take
So
care.
that would be good,
Yeah.
because it only showed that they only pay part of the invoices.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the other $15 was for.
Probably late fees.
It was a credit for something and I couldn't get it.
Now I'm working with an association. I just had a call earlier today, and they have a lot of credits that they have to divvy out. And so they have a custom attribute field in each person's profile that lists credit and what their credit is as of this right now. And then you can go into an invoice and you can actually apply a credit. You don't have to credit the whole invoice, but you can credit, an invoice for $150 and apply a credit for $75. And then you'd apply that credit, and then it'll show a $75 balance on the invoice. And then you can go into the person's custom attribute and say, okay, well, we've used $75 of their credit. They now have $25 left of a credit. So that's one way, if that's something that you guys do a lot, one way that you could monitor that.
Yeah, we have to be really careful how that works out. I think just you and I are going to invoice. I really don't want anybody else, Jessica or anybody else to invoice for a while to make sure that every invoice is appropriately assigned. Because if they'll create a custom invoice because of what someone said on the phone. And I'm like, have to have it in the email so that we can have a record and we can go back and say, well, this is the email that you sent me. This is why there's an invoice due on your account.
Exactly.
And I think we talked about the credit. And we went through that. It was really good. I was happy with it. But
Okay.
on the site we have, it's a disaster.
Yeah. So you've got connections. So this is how you make those friends, right? You can browse the entire directory if you want this available. And this is how you can add people as your connection.
And so as administrator or as a member?
Both. If you want them to.
And so what happens if a person doesn't want to be, I don't want to be added as your connection?
They would just decline it. It doesn't happen immediately. It's a friend request.
Don't take things personal. Don't deny
Really?
me.
Are people really
Dare
like
you
Oh,
deny
they're
me?
counselors, yeah.
Sensitive.
This is going to be
Very
a challenge.
sensitive.
That is funny.
If it gets really bad, we can delete connections completely, right?
Yeah, we can, I think we can take that out. If it gets bad, y'all just let me know and we'll come up with a solution. You can view people's profiles. So this is where that attribute security plays in hand. So what information people are sharing with everybody else. We're logged in as an admin, so we can see everything, right? But this can change. You can block people and you can report people.
Oh.
Is
Nice.
that's good or is that bad?
Well, they can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we could.
You can do it too.
They can do that?
You can do it and they can do it.
That could get ugly. We'll see. We'll see what they do, I guess.
We'll call up and say, you got to delete that whole thing.
I know. We'll see.
They're having to wait. The only thing great is most of our members don't use Facebook. So I think this will be so unfamiliar with them.
They
We'll
won't
get
use
the
it,
emails,
maybe.
We'll have our social media person contact you.
Mm.
Nah.
You know what could start happening is some supervisors could be recording. I mean, that would be a monitoring tool for us, but then it would be on blast
So where
for
does it get
everyone
reported
see.
to?
Yeah,
I'll show you in a bit. We're not quite there yet.
Because if it's private to us that we saw,
It's private to y'all. You are the only
That's
ones who
not
will
bad.
see that somebody's been reported or blocked. Nobody else will be notified of that.
Well, that's an excuse. Well, you're not a member. I understand you're reporting your clinical supervisor, but we have no way to do that because you're not a member.
But they wouldn't be able to do this if they weren't members anyway,
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we would be really advising LAPCs. You really need to join if you want to report your
right.
supervisor.
Yeah.
This is the method that you have to use because,
This would be a good way to keep track of that. And then when the composite board is like, oh, how come y'all weren't monitoring?
here's the report.
History.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that could be
Okay.
useful.
And then you mentioned what if somebody, wants to connect with you and you don't want to, so you'll view the requests that you've sent to people that are outstanding and then the ones that are pending my approval. And then I'll have to go through and either decline or accept each person that's asked me to be a connection. The only other thing that we can look at in here is the advanced search. So any attributes that you want your members to be able to search other members on, you can use these tools, and you'll limit this once again in attribute security. So you can search by district. And then you would say, and this still needs to be,
So they can find CCS.
you can say central.
And I fixed all those numbers.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go back here and go into attributes, and then I go into district, I should be able to delete these.
Yeah, I fixed them all.
Yay.
No, we did too. The mentoring. If we can have people designated as mentors where they can find the mentor.
So I just had the 7.
Okay. I see a few more than
Right, so out of state's fine, Northeast Georgia's and Northwest, no. Yeah, those last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They're still in somebody's profile.
Oh.
So if we go profile list, advanced search, search by district,
Who did I miss?
North Georgia, search.
Oh.
So
Okay,
instead
well, I'll have
of
to go back.
instead of North Georgia, this particular person should be
Lawrenceville, should be Atlanta. I thought I got all of them. Okay, well, there you go. I will fix that.
so now I
So
should
just
be
leave
able
it
to
because I'll go back. I guess I didn't finish.
business search will be greater than 150 characters. Oh, did you limit this?
No, I would actually want it to be as much as I want.
Can I grab a bag of Cheez-Its?
Yeah, I don't know if we have any snacks because it's Friday, but go take, or no, it's only Wednesday. Yeah, go take a peek and get any snacks that you see in there. I know,
Actually, I'll
seriously.
take whatever. You find a little bag of cheese doughs or something.
We've got some big bags of chips too. Feel free to help yourself too. So what I wanted to look at, that business description, right? Business description.
So I don't know how that got limited.
Character limit 150.
Yeah, so if you have 300 for the other one, you definitely want 300 here.
We don't have to put in anything, or do you want something?
Let's start at 500.
Okay.
And we'll see how.
Okay.
I mean, that's a page of documentation.
Yeah. So then we can now at this point we can go back to profile list, back to the advanced search, back to searching the district. I know you guys probably need to get out of here to beat traffic. Back to the, what do we do, North Georgia? If we search, there's the Andrea or Andrea.
I thought I had gotten one. Really not.
Edit.
Just stopped in the middle.
And then if we go to district,
Yeah,
Atlanta. And now we can change it.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's
I must
okay.
have missed. I thought I wound up doing 25 of them or something. And
Might have just one got under you. Now I can delete this one. So we just need to do that for 13th and Athens as well.
Okay.
Okay. Yay, save. Okay. So this is how you can view other people's profiles, write the messages, add as connections. My features is just circles and photos. We already went over circles. Photos is just where they can upload circles. Right. Inbox is that inbox where they can write messages, view their sent, view the ones they've received. And then my community is just like your Facebook feed.
So that's good about the inbox, so they can't all send a workshop notice out to thousands of members.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So while she's breaking for a second, pull up my name because I found 3 of me in there, and I was trying to fix me and trying to use different last names and settings and everything else.
Do you want to just delete you?
I will protect.
Aww.
Oh, my goodness, thank you. Yeah, see how I put a last name in there? It's like, why am I in there 3 times?
Do you want to just delete them?
Sure.
Because you don't
But I
need
didn't
them.
know if they were connected to anything. I know one has to be admin. But see how 2 said they were admin? You see that when you pull my name up? 2 of them say admin. Why is that? So I didn't know which one to delete.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about it.
This one we can delete. But this has got a lot of info. This one does not have as much info, but this one is the authorized service administrator. Huh.
So I'm going to let you figure that out because I couldn't figure it out. That's why I added the hyphenated last name, thinking, well, if I put my...
I'll delete the ones that you don't need. Do you
because
want
people will find me.
Do you want one that is an affiliate member, or should you not be an affiliate member at all?
This is okay. But see, I couldn't change the email address. I tried to do that and it said somebody else already had my email address.
Because you have it already.
Right, so I have to create a fictitious
email
address. But the only thing great about that is then I get
emails when your members get them. Exactly.
And other little things that are going on.
Exactly. Okay, cool.
So I need to create a different email address, and then you'll take one of these out,
Correct.
whichever one is.
Yeah. So that's kind of everything. Okay, so then I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry for the printing.
No, you're fine. I understand. So my community is just going to be basically your Facebook feed. So you get to see what everybody else is doing in here. So that's everything on the front end. Let's jump to the back end. So to do that, we're under community, social community. Did you see that? Okay, and so then we've got community statistics and then circle statistics. So how many people are within your social community? How many blocked users do you have? How many activity updates are going on? How many photos do you have uploaded in your social community so far? How many circle discussions have been created?
What are activity updates?
That would just be like your activity stream, like the Facebook feed. So how many activities have been taken place by your social community? How many published circles you have, how many unpublished circles you have, and then lastly, how many circle categories you have created. Does all that make sense so far?
So activity was a good question. Does that tie into any continuing education events you might have gone to?
If there was a circle on continuing education events, then people could post in there, and then there'd be updates in that. But that would be it.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you do your student workshop, that would be a great circle because the word would get out. And if you felt like doing it quarterly, people go like, you can't miss this. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could YouTube it.
No, track movies.
So then we have configuration. This is just some of the things you can configure. I'm going to start down here in the bottom right. These are all system emails that can go out from the social community. I would recommend leaving them off because it can be very overbearing. But always leave receive system emails on. That's how your members receive system emails. But then, do you want your member to receive a notification every time a wall comment's made, a circle wall post is created, a circle photo was uploaded, a circle discussion, and so on.
Overwhelm them.
Right.
Right, because it's those little notices that somebody posted.
There's those limited privacy settings. So I mentioned that right now the whole social community is the default to see everything for connections and photos, but they can limit that, or if you want, you could go ahead and limit it. Over here, this is how many activities will show in that activity stream or Facebook feed that I mentioned. It's 20. You can expand or limit that. The default right now is that they see everybody in the social community's activities, but instead you could change the default to just users and friends or user and friends. Your members can so the 20 latest photos and the 5 latest circles that were created are going to show up on your social community right over here on the right-hand side. 20 of the latest photos that have been added, 5 of the latest circles that have been created. You can show who's online or hide, show the latest members that were added or hide, show the activity stream or hide it all together. That's that Facebook feed. Show the latest circles that have been added or show the latest photos that have been added or hide. If you hide these two, it's going to take away these boxes. So they won't be there anymore.
So they might kind of get hooked on. I know a lot of people would like to use Facebook, but are very hesitant. So it really is close that they can have that Facebook feel in a safe community.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Especially since they're counselors. So I know
You would think sometimes.
privacy would maybe be a little bit more important. Then we've got just all about circles. This is going to show you every circle that's created in the system. If you don't like one of them, you can delete it or unpublish it. This down here is where you can change those circle settings. Enable circles mean that they're on. Moderate circle creation means that you have to see the circle, check it, publish it before it's available for your members to see.
I do that with the listserv right now.
Do you want to do that with the circles right now, or do you want to see how it's used first?
Maybe moderate. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna let the board members get started, so I'm not gonna moderate it right now.
But maybe
Let them
after.
get started, and we'll see how it goes.
So right now,
Let me ask this though, if I delete a circle, from a legal standpoint, is it really deleted or just go in a file somewhere and sit there? So like all organizations, we really have to watch our members are not allowed to talk about fees for services. It's considered antitrust. So sometimes they'll get carried away in a conversation or an email or something that I'll be hooked in on. It's like, that's it, shut this down, end the conversation. Make this statement to the public that you don't want to participate in this, and you've not been participating because that's considered federal. And
Right. So I'm going to check a new circle, and I'm going to delete it. Are you sure you want to delete the circle? All circle content such as announcements, discussion, and wall posts will be deleted permanently. So it is permanently deleted. If you needed to have it for any type of record, I would just unpublish it. And it'll show you published, no. And it shows you how many members are in each circle. It shows you the circle and what's in there so far, whether it's published, private, or public.
And public is still within this community, not for the whole public.
Public for members.
Right.
That's allowing circle creation. You can set that circle creation limit, which you said you want to start with like 10.
Yes.
Do you want to limit the number of photos that can be uploaded per circle?
No, I think they're good. I don't know. Maybe when they go to a workshop, they'll upload a couple. That'd be
Yeah.
great. But I don't see them uploading a whole lot of photos.
Okay.
I think we're okay there.
You can enable circle discussions, meaning yes, your members can talk in them, and then we can send out a notification for every time a discussion is started. Would you want your members to receive a notification every time a circle discussion has been
For
created?
now, I would because it will stimulate them to use this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll turn that on, and I'm going to save. Then we've got just on circle categories. I mentioned you can make new categories to help organize your circles. If you're only going to have 10, that's probably not necessary, but you could do that if you wanted. Viewing reported items is going to show you all of those things that were reported. To show you what that's going to look like, I'm going to come back over to my member clicks test site. Here's an example of a reported item. If I click on it, it takes me to the person's profile that was blocked. We can view the report, so it tells me why.
The report is something they type in there?
The person who reports them has a list of options to choose from why they're reporting them.
So it's just a checkbox.
Right.
Great. Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was a type in.
I know.
So who has that list?
You have the list.
Okay.
And then you can also view the item that they were reported for.
Here it comes.
Oh, no, I guess that just takes them back to the circle as well. I mean, to
Okay.
their profile, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I think that's it. You can block the user. The action was that the user was blocked. Are you sure you want to block this user? So you can block a particular user from your social community if they're just too big of a class clown. Lastly, the community permissions determines your member types. Let me go back into yours. Determines your member types that are part of social community. So if you don't want retired or you don't want CPS non-members being a part of your social community, you just uncheck them. Would you want CPCS non-members being a part of social community?
They're not members, right?
The only thing I could think of was start it off with and get them enticed and then cut off the circle and go, sorry, you elected not to be a member.
Right? It's getting juicy in that conversation.
So I'm going to check it for now, and then, if they really start conversations going, and they're not members, I'm going to say, that this is supported by
member benefit.
members' dues. If you don't pay the dues, we don't have the money to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowing your colleagues to pay your dues for you.
Exactly.
But we wouldn't want CE providers. Do we want CE providers to have Do they get their own circle that would be about how to do an application?
Yeah, that might be useful. Their own separate.
So could I go to CE providers and could I allow them only access to other CE providers' circles?
Say that one more time.
The problem with that
Was that for me?
sometimes applications are denied for different reasons, but they could complain about that.
Okay.
You know, that would only
Unchecked CE providers,
They don't need a circle.
they don't need a circle.
Okay. I'm gonna. I have a training that was supposed to be at 4.
Oh.
No, you're fine. I don't know if they're still gonna want. They were talking like they didn't want to do our training, so I just want to shoot an email and say, do you want to talk about these pieces today, or do you want to talk about them at another time? So let me just email them back really quickly. I don't know if they're gonna want to. It made it sound like they didn't have time today anymore, but no, I'm not 100%. But that actually covers everything for social community. We went over a lot, content and social community. What questions do y'all have?
I want to see the CE form when we're ready to do that.
So we appreciate this social, we hope it works
Yeah.
out, but
If not, we can
we're
shut it
obsessed
down.
with the forms.
Cool.
The social is pretty cool though. Shows a modern take. So,
Um, it's not going to work.
Actually, how about
Okay. Oh, no.
it is called One Tab. That thing I told you about.
Yeah.
It saved my life because my computer, my browser was so slow because I had so many tabs up on more than one browser at a time.
Oh, no.
So it just helps.
That is an awesome tool, though, because I do that all of the
I don't
time.
know. Too much.
Okay, what's going on here? Again. Dang.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Do you like to have this job? Did you have to have a degree in like I don't even know.
I actually had a management degree before I came into this role. For this position, I had a management degree.
Okay.
And honestly, I am not, oh my gosh, I've got too many loops on me. I am not a software gal at all by any means. I had the project management part down, which I think, software can be taught, but that's one of the reasons I totally feel for you guys because when I go home at night, I say to my boyfriend, how do I turn the TV on again? Why are there 5 remotes and which one do I select?
Right.
So like I am not a technology girl at all. So I mean,
very well versed in
well, I do this 8 hours a day,
Right.
a year so far, so I've picked it up. But it's a really easy software to use. That's kind of why I'm so on board. And my parents are small business owners in the Marietta area, and because of that, I know the challenges they have with using software. I mean, it is a pain in the butt, and then you don't have the support that you need. My mom's constantly like, I've called her software company for her, and it's like. It just puts you in an automation system. You can never actually talk to a real human being. So I'm really passionate about what we do and who we work with. And I'm really behind the small business scene, not, small association, kind of similar. So yeah, so just a management degree is what I had before I came in here.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know it really well. So, and it is a pretty neat system. Since we've probably run out of time, do you have a blank computer we can just play with for a little while?
I don't. I think that he ended up saying, I have a meeting until 4:30 Eastern time today. I can jump a call then, or would you prefer to move our call to later this week or early next week after I get the website template to you to review? So I'm going to just email him and let him know that I cannot do our call today because I have another call at 5. And that would only give us 30 minutes. So would you want to play around with my computer and I can maybe watch what you're doing and help give direction, or would that make you feel under pressure?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Because I'm trying to think of how to get downtown. We'll probably have to leave at 4:30.
Yeah, it might be traffic starting around 4:30. Because we don't need to really actually be in there because we're not going to that pre-dinner thing, so we need to be there for 5:45.
But, well,
or parking.
Right, parking and seating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, parking would be a nightmare. But I have a strange request. Do you have a small Band-Aid?
I know, I need one
What
too,
happened?
actually.
Yeah, I'm sure I can get one.
I was in the parking lot,
Uh-huh.
and I guess I misstepped over the edge, and my toe now is still starting to scream.
Oh,
Yes.
And I was thinking I was going to ignore it, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to walk. I'll probably have to park past the Capitol, and I'll probably have to walk about 4 or 5 blocks to the depot.
Oh my
thinking,
gosh.
maybe I should get a Band-Aid on that.
Yes, let me go grab y'all Band-Aids. I will be right back.
Thank you.
And and we can definitely jump on my computer for a
And
minute.
then we're probably going to get dressed because we have to go to this
Gotcha.
dinner.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Thanks.
I cut my thumb on some metal on a foil yesterday, real deep. I put some Neosporin on it, and luckily it closed up pretty good. But that stuff was
But you know how it drives you crazy?
Oh man,
You should have eaten the chips. Right. Georgia Freight Depot. So right now in no traffic, it's 38 minutes
What?
to the Capitol. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I like what you said. Uh-huh. But it's only 3:47. Although I love it's all red.
Oh no.
Well, look, it looks like little red lines.
Oh yes, it does. And deep red, right after, right at 85.
As in, this looks like veins in your body, doesn't it?
I know. Oh gosh.
Okay, so if we got there at, so if it's, let's say it's 45 minutes. Actually, I would probably say it's going to take an hour. So if you wanted to be there at 5:30, we should probably be here no later than 4:30. Just because otherwise it'd be absolutely insane. Do you want another water?
Yes.
Thank you for getting the chips.
Oh, sure. They hit the spot because I was feeling rumbles. And I was like, dinner isn't for a while, so.
Right.
Let me get some. Oh, man.
I'm going to grab another water. I'm going to grab another water.
Please, yeah. And I just got y'all a handful of different sizes, so y'all just stick them in your purse in case you need them again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Got a little handful. You're welcome.
I think I just slipped off. You know how you're walking in the parking lot and I wasn't paying attention.
Absolutely.
toe went, I'm not happy. That hurt.
I totally understand. So you want to spend some time working, or did you say you have to get? Okay, let me send this really quickly, and then I can just kind of hang out for a second while y'all are doing that. S1BE. No. One of our email servers is not working.
It's free. Just take Shutterstock. She found those under clinical for counseling. She showed them to me. The category, so counseling. Just would have loved. I completely forgot about it. Sitting on the computer underneath the TV monitor. Yeah, so they came right up. So we could probably do that now. You look at them. Those are the exact ones that came up. So
I really like the hand.
Oh, photos.
So she didn't like about it.
Oh,
She said it's not diverse.
okay.
But it would rotate.
Yeah, there's different color hands.
Okay.
Are you on Shutterstock or Google?
Yes.
Shutterstock. Okay.
So I thought, well, maybe we'll pick out one or two, at least get that, because that other photo is starting to drive me up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something that, at least I get them to you, and I know I've got something accomplished today.
That was nice. It shows like
Yep,
a
she
person
picked the
in
same.
a person.
She picked
Did
the
she
same
really?
one. Yes. And see, there were only a few, so I was like, oh, well, we could do this right now. You could pick out two right now,
Yeah, I like.
and then so figure out how you get the link to Adrian.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, if I wasn't going downtown, I would have brought my laptop, but I was just so paranoid because I
I
got
understand.
everything on that thing.
I totally understand.
In fact, if we're out at a restaurant, I even take it to the bathroom. My husband's like, really? Like, it just doesn't leave me.
Okay, so take me to your email. I copied the link, and then we're gonna paste it in the email.
Okay, so I just this is the Lpca, and then she comes up Adrian,
Okay.
and then paste photos, and paste. And so is that
Does it say the home link information?
well? That let me just send one to her,
Okay.
and then let's see.
It's so funny she picked the same one.
Yes. So all those people that I said, if you don't respond to this, you're out of here. Look how many are coming. Yes, I'm attending. I am attending. Oh, yes. That's another dozen. We wouldn't have food for these people.
How many do we have right now?
I know I only have 70, but here's 20 emails. I wouldn't have food for everybody. She was ordering the roly-poly sandwiches.
Oh no, I think it was better to do serve yourself down the line. And things.
We'll see when we were at the hospital at Johns Creek. That's why another reason I wanted to get out of Johns Creek. They have certain requirements of what you can and cannot bring in, so you can't do a buffet.
That was easier.
So if you had to order the sandwiches, do you see what the problem would be?
Yeah.
If you had an extra 20 people show up, you wouldn't have enough food.
It's a nightmare.
And that's what I was telling them. We won't have food for you.
So they're gonna pick their sandwiches, or they have a box lunch.
They're going to pick their sandwiches.
Okay.
But it's like three big, they're huge trays, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think one's chicken, one's vegetable, one's a meat one, and then they're going to have, the bars and cut up fruit, because I said you better have that stuff peeled or cut up.
Mm-hmm.
What else did she say we're going to have? Like the bag thing, you just grab a bag of chips.
Mm. And the sandwiches, is it like one sandwich per person kind of thing, or they're like cut in half?
It's a whole roll cut in half, so you can take as many as you want.
Oh boy. It might be okay. Maybe I'll order another tray.
Everything that I've been to when they cut them like that, they usually have a little bit left over. But not if I've got, did you see how many, I've got at least 20 people, there'd be no, that's what I was telling them, we won't have lunch for you.
Yeah.
You won't get a lunch ticket.
Yeah.
Because how can we do that?
And maybe we could just tell them that. We encourage you to bring a sack lunch in case you're not able to get lunch. I mean, 'cause we took forever to make.
Right.
That's just the reality. Maybe alright. It's just lunch.
And then I was saying, Charlie was sending me more handouts.
How many do we have this time?
Well, he went and had them printed. I was like, I don't know if I can do
nice.
this.
That's good. That helps a lot.
I like the one who wrote it all in caps. Yes, I will be attending. Well, why didn't you respond to the first email? Then I wouldn't have sent that one.
And you know, this last time there was a little bit of food left. They were kind of delayed in getting it out there, though. Really delayed.
Well, that's why she wants to use this roly-poly. She uses them all the time. Her workshops are 50 to 75 people, so they've got it down pat.
Oh, good.
They've got the system down.
Okay.
And the Holiday Inn is a little bit more expensive. I want to move it up to that Marriott, which is just down the street, well, up the street from us, from the interstate up. I think it's $500 less. So I would like to try to get it in there. I know the other sites are even less than that, but we can't be over here and over here and over here. It's got to just be in one site that holds more than 100.
I know, that makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? For all the modules.
And it holds up to 300.
And it's easier for people to plan how to travel there. Yeah.
Do you want to see the latest email from Karen Starks?
Oh, no. Every time I hear it. No, I just
She's like, I'm not sure I want to see that.
Has she accepted that they have to get diagnosed too yet?
Now, I thought it seemed like yes to me, but Anne read it as no. And I said, I don't know. I think she's put wiggle room in there now.
Did not vote. Oh, no. That looks like a no. Number one is a no.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Sorry, I just needed to.
No, that's okay. And we sent you an email to see how the link would work for at least one of the photos. Oh, thank you so much for the Band-Aid.
No problem. So here's this could work, but let me show you what it'll look like. So imagine I've got the photo up here, and we have to enlarge it so that it takes up the entire width of the screen. And then, once that's been completed, we can only use, where is my mouse? This much of the photo. So once we've blown up the photo and you take the 4 inches that we can fit, you're really only going to have basically the hands and then this across the lap. Does that make sense what I'm trying to explain?
Mm-hmm. Right, it just cuts out, it just takes a little tiny portion of it.
It'd be like this much. So that could still work if you like that. A screenshot of that.
See, it's good to know. Otherwise, we're looking at photos and we don't really know,
Exactly. So that's why I always like to.
The only thing is, I mean, the hands is good, but if it does cut off the arm, then you're just seeing a pair of thighs.
Exactly. And a skirt. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So something to keep in mind when you're looking is it kind of has some vertical attention to it. We're looking for a kind of almost like a landscape, a vertical or a horizontal. Right.
And it's a short skirt.
I know, that could be a little.
Just as a, to let you know there what we're looking at.
For counselors, violating ethical codes and guidelines. We don't want to encourage that.
Right to the website. Why? Right there on the website.
So I'm going to let you do your thing.
Oh, okay. Fabulous.
And I don't know what, we're just looking at an Excel document.
I'm gonna watch you, Gail. You know more than me at this point.
Well, no, I need, oh, okay, so don't look at the laptop, look up.
Look at the
Okay,
screen.
so I can-
Exactly.
So the first thing I want to do is go to forms, slow down here. And so we want to create a new form. We have the ones for, this one I think was for the districts. Let me look at this form for a minute. This was the district one, right? Isn't it funny how everyone's touchpad? Somebody told me I don't have enough salt in my finger, and that's why touchpads don't like me.
That's interesting. I've never heard that either. I didn't know that was a thing.
So
Salt in your finger.
district reps. So no, okay. So I think we were, and if I want to go down,
2-finger scroll.
2.
The other direction.
I'm still not good.
2
at
fingers.
mouse pads.
2
I have
fingers.
to have-
But go the other direction. Yeah. Sorry, I know Macs are like a whole new world.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so do we do this? We didn't, I don't think we did this one. But we just put it here
Mm-hmm.
just as a reminder. Okay. And I'd actually have to take it off my other site.
Gail, did Satina leave a cosmetic pad? Did you see one?
Mm-mm.
I didn't see
I was kind of, whoops, I don't want to hit that. I'm kind of surprised she was there. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do, and let me see what this one looks like real quick. I don't know if he did that. Hello. So he did not, I don't think he's done anything with this form yet, right? We just got a title. No, he doesn't have a form description or anything else on it. So
Well, that may not be necessary. Scroll down to the body of it.
That's from me.
okay.
Keep going. No, looks like there's nothing in
Right.
there.
Okay. So that's whoops.
You see?
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
That's
I know this
okay.
is tough. I can't even work on a PC anymore. It's embarrassing.
Wow.
I know. It's, whoops.
Okay. So I probably don't want to go.
Pinch like this. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to go ahead and. Where is your search bar? I was going to go to my old website.
So that's all the way up at the top, and you can create a new tab. Sorry, I have so many up there.
I lost the mouse.
It's probably on your screen now. Just keep
Oh.
moving to the left. Yeah. You can use that one.
Oh, but you know what? I'm not going to know my. Yes, I have it with me. Oh, I can just. It's a form. It doesn't need that.
I'm gonna have to have a list of addresses to know how to get to where.
But then it's figuring out your login for each one. That's what takes me forever.
Yeah.
So, whoops, I left off my own A. Here we go. Let me try that again.
Pretty.
No, I don't want to search. I want to put my finger in there. All right, Brittany, I might have to see if your fingers work out.
You can navigate me.
Isn't that funny?
I'm gonna run to the restroom really fast. I'll be right back.
lpcaga.org. lpcaga.org. Okay. So we got the CEs. I have all these add ones. This is what I'd like to do. So no, I'm not really impressed with the Mac.
No, I know.
So if I take this screen, I can't shrink it.
She took a picture of it somewhere. There's some button on there to do that.
But it would have to be, so, it can stay there. So we'll go over here to, she's got all this stuff open. Nope. I don't know where our website is. Is this ours?
Yes. Oh, you're all the way over there in the corner.
Right, that's the old one, but so
the current one.
right.
Yeah.
So okay, so I hit the button.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go back to forms and hit the button. You have to hit the button. Don't be messing. Hit it. Okay. So I wonder, this one's divided out really well. We never finished that one. We could do that one real quick. Bash this thing. And then 2 fingers to get down.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
And
yeah, that makes sense.
then she was doing the module 3.
Oh, yeah.
And then
How did she do that?
She
went to add form problems? Or
Up,
was it
up,
forms?
up. She address name, no, let's form field. Oh, custom. And it was no
No.
fields. Well, it has that
oh,
already.
yeah.
So if I'm
Oh,
here,
okay.
can I rename that? Yes. And so I'm going to name it. Oh, right.
And then she switched something on or off.
Required.
On.
Enable, yes.
Yeah,
Price
that's
field,
good.
no.
Add selection and option.
She field logic. How do I get to logic?
Yeah.
Enable field logic. Oh, oh. Fingers don't go that way.
Add field logic.
Select the field.
Yeah, module. That first checkbox. Will you attend all of them? Didn't she have that also? Or that was somewhere
4.
else? Okay, yeah, that was somewhere else.
Okay, so okay.
How's it going?
Well, we're still playing. We're trying to figure out how to add. So we changed the verbiage on that,
Okay.
and then we want to go down to field logic, which
Not yet.
oh,
Don't
not
you want
yet.
to add the selection sets first?
Oh yes.
Oh.
And then it was in person,
Oh.
and then it was did next
online?
Online?
Yeah, but I think we really wanted option 3 is online, but I'll put to it
I
later.
think that option 3 was
Next session.
Mm-hmm.
And then hit add first.
Oh,
Otherwise it won't.
sorry.
Got it. No, you're fine. It's just a little quirk.
No, it makes complete sense. So let me make sure that I did that one. Let's see, reverse.
Perfect. Now if you click it.
So now I go to this one.
Well, you can add the field logic.
Oh, now we add the field logic.
Oh.
After you do
It really doesn't matter, but then you'll scroll all the way
that. Because we
down.
may have done that already. We put on.
We put on.
But then we edit. Do we have to edit it?
Hit edit and just make sure.
So let me go. Whoop. Okay.
Is this the right one?
Yes.
Scroll
This
back
is the.
into it and click
What?
that.
I don't know what I did
doing.
either.
I don't know. Just hit go back to edit for that form. Yeah.
I'm going to just do one hand.
Okay.
And so let's see. Fingers the other way.
So you'll click on the field for module 4. Yeah. And then scroll down on the left-hand side.
Oh, 2 fingers.
That's okay. And then edit field logic. And then you want to change that. So use the drop down and choose option 1.
Option
Not that
one,
one, but the
this,
first, yeah.
right, because it was everything.
That's
So
where it
this
was.
one,
Couldn't
and
figure
then
out how to
4.
find
That's right.
that list.
Got it.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so we kind of got, well, I'll do one more just so I remind myself. So we click on that, and then we're going to go ahead and,
You're there now. The label.
oh,
Change the label.
I am there now. Yep, 5. And can you tab down?
No.
No.
But make sure I would just copy and paste it.
Well, I
You can double-click.
didn't do that on 4.
And I always do Control C. And then double tap on that. If you double tap in the text, it'll highlight all of it for you.
Yeah.
And then just take.
Whoops, okay. And paste is V? No.
Yeah, it's Control V.
Okay, let me try double.
Do you have to do Control A, or it'll take the whole thing? Like select all first.
I probably lost the copy. Let me.
It would be easier if it was, if you gotta, yeah, you can just type it.
Yeah, if I knew how to use the computer. C. Come down here. In that spot. B.
I don't know.
Huh, okay.
I'm sorry. I don't think- Computer is like your friend. Like they get to know you.
I know,
and
right?
It like only really works for you
I don't
after a
know that
while.
stroke.
Right.
Exactly.
So we
But
want
make
this
sure it reads
on.
module 5, not module 6.
I'm already ahead of myself. And then field logic.
Well,
No,
add
well,
selections.
yes, selections. So, in person. Make sure you add it or it doesn't get in there. Online. Add it. And,
You had it.
Oh, add first.
too fast, too fast.
Edit
So, I'm going to forget the add there.
I had a client who wanted us to do all 4 trainings with them at their office in one day.
Oh, there's no way
Add,
you're gonna
add,
remember.
add.
Oh,
They didn't remember any of it,
There's no
honestly.
way.
And I said that's the last time.
Yeah, it's overload.
So I did something wrong in
Yeah.
this one. I forgot what I did wrong on this.
You didn't add the export name. So if you exported this in the
That's
Excel
right.
document, you would not know what it was talking about.
Right. So,
How did you catch that? How did you know that?
I remember a lot of my mistakes. I never remember what I do right.
Oh no. Might need counseling.
There's counseling for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I got everything else because we did the field logic on 4. So I think that's correct. All right,
Did
you
you
want?
do the field logic on 5?
I did.
Or did you just add the selection set? Scroll all the way down. You didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't. There's a mistake. I forgot. There we go.
And then add field logic. You have to actually add it. You can't just hit the button.
Select the field. Yeah.
And I don't have to put anything here, right? What is this?
Yeah.
one?
Select the field.
Oh
for
yes, because it's module
option.
this, and then you have to
tell
do
it what
one,
the field logic is. Otherwise, it's just
and that was for 5, right?
Yeah.
And that.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna change because it's time.
So I need to go back and make sure. Let me just look at this one once more. So we did label, we did export, we turned it's a requirement. We did the selection because it's got the 3 selections. And then we went down here, we did the logic. And then this is to say, well, what do you want them to select? So we want them to do 1 and 4. Okay. Might as well just finish the last 2 on here. So this is going to be the next module. Let's see if I can do 1 without making mistakes. So it must be interesting to learn how other organizations and associations work.
Let's
just see if I can just do
It's really
Control
funny
C,
because we were talking the other day about
double
how
click.
your it's okay, just pinch. You learn in your career a lot of information that you didn't think you would ever learn. And so I learned a lot about associations and how they work, and it's awesome.
It's a really, I came out of corporate, so it's really,
It's a unique culture.
yes, you have to have the ability to be corporate, and you have to work with volunteers.
Exactly right.
Okay, so we want this, because you got to tell them whether it's in person, out of person. Or you have to send them nasty emails like I just did.
Oh, yeah.
I hate doing that, but and I know they paid a lot of money for this, but how can I help you? How would I have food? I wouldn't have handouts or food or notebooks for you. You know, don't add. I keep forgetting add.
Perfect, good catch.
And then save it. Okay, now you need to continue. Whoops. Move up one finger, and then 2 fingers, and then the field logic, and then you have to tell it. Okay. So what buttons do I have to click to get to here? I have to click this one, and that one, and that one, and that. And then,
We'll have to add one more at the end, but it'll be a good practice round for you to remember how to add the actual form element.
well, while you weren't looking, we actually found that right away.
Oh, good.
What we couldn't figure out was how to edit it. Is she coming back? I don't know. Do you see her coming back?
That's so funny. There's no, I mean, that's one thing that there's nothing like actually just doing it yourself. And that's how I think, it's the best way to learn. I've been playing with the idea of, instead of doing trainings like this, having maybe clients navigate themselves and share their screen with me in the future. Just because I feel like it would help with knowledge retention. And it makes you feel like it's more of your product instead of, a product that we're owning, So you guys should feel empowered to be in here.
The dilemma with the, GoToMeeting is that what we've found in all the different websites and all the different ones that I've gone through, eventually what happens is the person's just talking to you and the screen is moving all around and you're still trying to figure out, your brain isn't processing fast enough to say, wait, because they're already gone to the next thing. And then you're talking to each other and go, did you get that? I don't know if I got
and then
that.
you've missed the whole next thing that they're,
right.
Exactly.
And then, of course, somebody in the group will say, oh, I got it. And the rest of the group will go,
And then there's always the individual who doesn't want to say, well, I didn't, because then that makes you feel like, well, how come I'm not that smart, or how come I didn't catch on,
Or then the person in the group is telling you how to do it while the moderator is trying to tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All kinds of dynamics.
I think it has a place, but let me see, do I want this one or let me see. So we're going to the next, we're going to add this, which we went to, nope, custom. Nope, it was subsection.
Do you know why not custom?
I forgot. Why not custom?
Because custom's going to save the information in the individual's profile, and you don't need this saved in their profile.
Mm-mm.
You just need it for the form submission. So in that case, you would use a form field.
Got it. Okay. Oop. Press command. Nope. One. Oh, there we go. And this workshop has been really challenging because we've never done anything like this before because the law changed. So we're doing these events, which we've never done before. I have my 29th annual convention coming, and we're going to a new website.
Not a better time. Just throw one other thing in there.
Right.
But it's true. If you always wait for the right time, it'll never come.
Well, look, I realize when you look at this, we started in August.
Yeah.
And that's why Jeff says you're not ready. And I go, August, when am I going to be ready?
Exactly. Exactly.
You'll be like the licensing board that can't figure out what the new law means. They've had 11 months. Okay. Special needs, I like that. Let's see, 2 fingers the other
you
way.
missed one thing.
Oh, got to go to Field Logic to turn it on because it won't know which. You've made it required, but nobody knows what it's for. And this will always be the drop down of whatever we had that started this whole process.
Well, anything that has a selection set, like if you look at that drop down again,
Mm-hmm.
notice it's listing every selection set we've created so far. So if we needed to create a tertiary level of field logic, then we could go back and, like, if somebody's saying, if you wanted to say, if they're attending, do you need food? Then you could choose one of those, and then the options could be, do you need food? Do you not need food? And then, do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, because if you're attending on Thursday at our convention, we have a luncheon. That's the only day we have a luncheon. So do you want to be included in the luncheon?
Right.
Since we only charge you $25 and it costs the association $48. So we'd like to not buy a meal for you if you don't want one.
Exactly. So that's
Okay,
just telling us which
so
one.
this is 8. So that's special needs. Let me move up.
That's okay. I'm kind of done in there.
I know what it is. I put the extra finger on the.
And it,
So this way to go. Okay, so register for this event. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'm going to do later in here. So let's say I wanted to change something in here, some verbiage.
what do you do?
Properties or collapse.
You just click it.
Okay, and highlights.
Edit event description.
And then it comes up just sort of like an email. Okay, perfect.
It's the same editor that we learned about in our content training today.
Oops. Did I have a comment? Yes, I have a comment.
Oh, man. I'll have to do it again if you want to dive in there.
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
No, the part of it is I'm left-handed, so I keep putting the other hand on there.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. I'm left-handed as well. I do everything with my right hand, though, except for right. I guess I use my computer.
Okay, now carefully and slowly with one finger, touch the button.
That's right. There we go. Awesome. Do you want to go try to maybe make an edit to the homepage of your site really fast, just so you can walk through those steps?
And so I'm done. Wait, let me see if there's a save button at the top. No save. And you don't put your save buttons at the bottom. So I could go back to form list, or I could come over here to the website and front page.
We
No.
didn't look at that one.
Oh.
It's a widget, remember? This widget is what allows.
There's the home pages. Okay. And so this is the landing page, homepage main. And there were different sections on it.
This is just the homepage main. There is a homepage left and right, but those are separate widgets.
Right. Okay.
Are you going to an event or is it a meeting?
It is.
Wonderful. At the Capitol? That is going to be so fun.
So homepage left, homepage right, homepage main, that's the top. Hero content was, I remember that was important, but I don't remember that's
Hero
the
content
footer.
is the text that goes across the hero image.
Right, photo, okay. photo. Announcements. So this is the bottom half where the, I don't know if on my logo I put my number. So I thought because this was the bottom half that it would have those logos. Let me,
Bottom half, custom
Of the
login
web.
page, bottom half is remember the login page?
sort of.
Where they can, so like custom login page content lower half and top half. That's when I'm on your site and I hit login, member
Oh,
login.
right. That's the actual rights above the login name.
Yeah,
Yes. So I don't want that. I want to get, so this is my main page. So if I open that up, this is the top half. Will it scroll down?
Yeah.
Join us. Okay. There's the pack. There's the convention, which I don't like these sections. These sections were all right when we were on the phone using it, but I don't want them anymore. Okay.
we can scrap it.
So there was a, you were
Requirements for
looking,
social workers. That's always been on there?
yes. So the home, you switched back to view home page. So from here? No, from here.
Well, you'd have to cancel out first.
Okay, because it's the actual homepage, unless you're going to change something. Got it. So the telemental health. Yeah, I have to actually, so this author's corner, I don't think we wound up putting, because Galen couldn't find his books.
I don't know what happened.
So
I'm sorry it's being so crazy for you.
that's okay. So menu items, right? So that's going to list all my pages. No.
You mean all this?
So if I go to the main, right, with all the pages, right? This is the whole, that's all the pages on the website.
Perfect.
So here, and I just don't think, let me move my fingers out of the way. I don't think I put, oh, I did put the author's corner, but it's all blank because he's like, where are my books? It's like, I don't know.
You view the
So
content
this
on the
is-
article under the articles tab.
But for some reason, okay. So I'm specifically looking at this page right now, right? The author's corner books, which says administration and CE providers on the right. So I wanted more people to see it.
So you have to toggle all of the
Right.
access.
And so I hit the toggle, that's everybody. Good, because we want this public. So then I click save. Okay, so now we can see it, but it doesn't have anything on it. So
Do you want to make sure of that, or do you know for a fact?
I'd like to see it. So this just shows me the tabs, right? And who can see the tabs.
Mm-hmm.
So then I need to go to where you would stick the books, which would be under articles.
That's exactly right.
So, and
Delete that member landing search that I did
oh,
out,
that explains why they're not showing it.
and then you'll hit go.
And now we can see, oh, is there an edit or you just click on it?
Click on it. That's right.
When you want to, let me show you.
There was another one though, so go back.
Well, yeah, but watch this. Where is that? I think it's under members. Is it under members? Nope, might be under home. Where do we put our books? No wonder there we go. Whoops. Let's see if this is an article or the books. Nope, that's the articles. Okay. Look at this. Is there going to be any way that's going to be easy for me to do this? I love how she just says that. So each one of these are a little thumbnail. Yeah, we have a lot. I haven't even, I've got 4 more authors to add, and I haven't because you can see. So what we do, this is our little blog site. So what I do on this is I add the thumbnail of the book cover. They have to send that to me. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. And then, like Galen didn't put all this stuff. They're supposed to put It's supposed to look more like that, where it's the book plus other information. And then, of course, you can read more. I don't think I allowed them to have more. It just came in a little clearer. So it was supposed to be where you could order it, how much you could order. And so people have been buying these books, actually. So each one of these have to be an article? And so each one of these have to be loaded onto the back end of the website to be stored there so you can move it over to the article.
If you will send me the links to this, I will see if I can sneak this in with my designer to have him do it for us.
Okay, because that's all the information. That's it. It's not.
And I'll see
There's
if he'll
not
make
more.
all of those individual articles for us, and then if he can link it.
So you need like this, the page, or each one of these.
Just so go back for me. I just need.
Oh.
Not this one, but.
So those are the books right there.
I just need that. I'll just leave that up, and I'll email it to myself.
Okay. See, like Galen's. Here's what happened to me.
Do you want them to be able to add comments, or is that not necessary?
I don't think anybody.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's just funny. It's just funny. I'm not sure anybody added comments.
It doesn't look like it, but I don't know if it would.
But people bought books off of here. I don't think they don't. They're not a commenting type group. I think they do it to us on the phone, but see, yeah, these have been up for more than a year. Whoops, let me move my fingers over here. See, they've been up for more than a year. Nobody's made a single comment. But people bought books. And here's because Gail doesn't know what she's doing all the time. You see the spacing in here because I didn't do the HTML going in there and getting rid of the extra. I was better when they were.
Oh, I thought that was intentional.
No, they're supposed to look like this. And I got lazy. I was just throwing them up there. You're supposed to have a nice little word description. 2 fingers. Okay. So
I'll have my
there.
designer look and see if maybe we could do this in like a blog layout or something, a little bit more unique. In which case it might automatically create. I really haven't worked in blogs.
And that's what this little box is. This little blog.
What it looks like.
Yeah, you just insert it, and then there's just.
It'll kind of give you the recap, but then it'll also take you to more. And I'm wondering if there's a tool we have that could do that for us, so you don't have to make an article and then also take a blurb and put it on another article and have like the summary of all the books, and then also the article, separate article for each book. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like
Yeah, because there's
there might
actually
be an easier way.
So on this is just the article that you saw there. That's just how to submit your book. So there's no list of them. You'd have to scroll through all of these.
Right.
Right. So there's no. I don't want to say rhyme or reason, and actually it's worked out. First, move the mouse to the top. Put the 2 fingers on the board. Okay. What you're reading here is about how to submit a book, which is not very well defined. Okay, yes, ma'am, I'm hurrying. So, and then this just links back to the back page. You can look at the books again. But that's all. So it's not real complicated. This is how to submit a book, which is just an article. So I can just cut from there. I don't know what this is. I think this is just a Word doc that I've stuck behind the scenes, which yours is just like mine. I have to there. Yeah, so it's just a description. He's actually an author on the regular big, you know, how people get, like attorneys start writing things. This is, so he really goes into a great detail. It's kind of cool because he really is a writer. So he's one of my past presidents. So it says plus there, but I actually want to X out, share this. I don't want to share it. I just want to get rid of it.
That little red dot in the left corner.
Got it. Okay.
Everything's going to be totally different.
Okay, so that's all these are. I can load all this. This is just chatter. It's the pictures that'll be a pain.
I'll see if my designer can somehow help us out with that.
Okay.
I'm sure he can do something for us. And I'll determine if he'll be able to determine if we should do the articles or if we should do it like a blog or something like that.
Now, if I hit the article here, everybody can see it. I don't have to go to another different place, do I? This is public.
There's an easier way to do it though. So if you hit save. So what you can do, up there in those icons, see the one on the far right, permissions. If you select that, this will allow you to see every article and who exactly can see it. And if you want the whole row, if you're like, oh, home, everybody should be able to see home, then just tag that little corner box next to home.
Do we do it now?
Do it. Boom. See how it just checked all those boxes in the whole row? You can do it for all of these.
Yeah, how else
log
would
out,
you?
like everybody should see log out. Everyone that's not checked.
Landing page is good.
Yeah. E-list, we don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Insurance, we said yes. Maps, everybody can see it. Information about LPCs. I don't know why we wouldn't have everybody, but we'll do that now. And exhibitors, yes. Where all my logos are. Insurance, yes. Social. And social were just the members, right?
But you can go ahead and check it all because prospects won't even be able to access it.
Okay. And member landing page, yes. And log out. And community forum.
No, I mean, we're not
Committees.
using that, so it's not necessary.
Okay.
So
and then is there a save?
Hold on, if you use your two fingers over it and scroll, scroll the other direction for me. Yeah, see how they'll have all of them.
Okay.
So you can go through there and do that, but then save that for me. It's in the right-hand corner.
Just in case I'm going to save right now.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to point out, if you go back under the website tab.
Is it saved? Waiting. It says waiting.
There we go.
There.
Back
Where am I
under
going?
the website tab. So this is Article Manager, but there's another stop point under Menu Items. Click that. And then you have another, so then you have to do it kind of for each menu, but if you go to Main Menu, and then see Permissions again, it's not all the way to the far right, it's the second one from the left this time. There
Permissions.
Yeah. And you'll have the exact same thing that you'll have to do here as well. But that's easier than going into every article and setting those permissions. You know what I mean?
I think legislative blog might be just members. I'm going to leave that for a minute. Contact is everybody. I don't know what contact is. Membership. So everybody could see who's members, or everybody can click on that membership tab.
Anybody can click on the membership tab, but if it's only set permission for members, it's going to just ask them to log in if they're not a member.
Okay, so we want people to see membership. We want them to see the benefits. Do we want them to see members only?
You can let them see members only, but when you go to the articles, you uncheck non-members under articles.
I'm going to skip it. So licensure information, news and updates. I can't
So this
remember.
is determining if they even see the menu item. And then the article, you may want them to
Right,
know.
so this would be the drop downs under the tabs, whether or not they see it. Got it. So
sometimes associations want members to see the tabs and then have to click on it, and then it says, oh, you don't have permission for this.
Yeah.
So then they're like, well, dang, I really wanted that. So that kind of promotes membership.
I don't know if I want them to all see Find My District.
You can think through some of these and work through them more, but it'll all still be here for you.
We definitely want everybody to find a counselor. Information's about counselors. See the author corners. We did that one already. Career and training, yes. CE applications, yes.